Why does Lois Lane always write articles about Superman? Because she finds him captivating. Welcome to LASSOED Loot Volume 282. Today I have some AOKs to unbox, and I have my birthday haul, Part 1, to share with you. I'm so glad that you're here for it. Welcome. Speaking of my birthday, which was this past Sunday, thank you to everyone who reached out with happy birthday messages. I got direct messages, texts, phone calls, flowers, cards, faxes, emails, skywriting, interpretive dance, and more. I really appreciate you thinking of me and wanting to check in to make sure that I was having a special day. I certainly did because of you. And thank you to those who used the hashtag WW4Ryan. That's a hashtag I'm trying to build up, and you can use it anytime, not just around my birthday. If there's something Wonder Woman you want to make sure that my eyeballs see, that's a great hashtag to use. So thank you again to everyone for making my day extra special. I noticed it, and it meant a lot to me. Before we begin today's haul, I also want to express my condolences to the family and friends of comic book legend Gerry Conway. I looked at my CLZ. I have like over 400 comic books that he's written stories for. Wow. I had the chance to get an autograph from Gerry Conway thanks to my friend Bronze Age Brian from MegaCon last year, which I showed in a previous Comic Book Editions video. I treasure that even more today. And it was purely coincidental that the current back issue of the week on my channel is Batman 350, a story written by Gerry Conway. Incidentally, he had my previous back issue of the week before, the Amazing Adventures story where Hank McCoy Beast turned from his regular form into his furry form. I know my current back issue of the week is doing quite well, 1.2K views already, and that means a lot to me. But I do want to, once again, express my condolences and sadness in hearing of this comic book legend's passing. We don't have many legends left, and we keep losing them. Alright, today we're going to start out with an AOK unboxing. I mentioned last week in LASSOED Loot 281 that earlier this month I had the chance to meet ComixKings. Brandon, he was with the ChettEyeKnight, and they were in my area, which was awesome to get to spend time with community members. I was telling Brandon, ComixKings, this story, which I've told you guys before too. It's in LASSOED Loot 275, about this particular comic book. And he said, I have an extra one. I'm going to send it to you. And he did. I mentioned last week that Brandon was sending something to me, and that is this, which I'm opening right now. I know what the book is, and you're about to find out. Okay, I took you out of fast forward mode for the big reveal. Look what he got for me. I am so stoked. It's Peter Parker's Spectacular Spider-Man Volume 1. Issue 101. This was originally published in 1985. We have this negative space John Byrne cover back when they didn't do negative space covers. Cary Burkett was the writer, and I've been wanting this for quite some time, not only because it's an amazing cover. I set my Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man goal to be issues 1 through 125. 125 is where I stopped as an original childhood collector, plus I wanted to get the first 4 annuals. This was the only one I was missing. So the story I talked about, I had been looking for this book, and all of a sudden I saw somebody else with it in their hands and they were buying it. And I missed out on it by just a matter of minutes. So, but thanks to Brandon, I have this now. I've never read this story, but from what I seem to recall from the little bit of looking that I've done regarding the story, Spider-Man knows the old adage that says you can't fight City Hall, but in this issue he has to fight City Hall because if he doesn't, or worse, if he loses, an old man's going to die. So it's called Red 9 and Red Tape is the name of the story, and I'm excited to dig into this. I'm even more excited that I've completed this now. So I'm not going to go past 126, but this entire Spectacular Spider-Man goal is achieved. This makes me think of my friend Edwin, the comic jabroni, because I received so many Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man comic books from him, which I think I showed in Comic Book Editions 125 when he was raising money to get his TMNT first print. And this just makes me remember Edwin more because I know like on a night like tonight I would have messaged him and said, Edwin, I did it. I completed the goal. And I really started on this partially because of all of the books that I got in his mystery box, and for the sheer fact that I was really enjoying the series as well. Thank you, Brandon. I will never forget where this comic book came from. It was truly a pleasure to meet you. I know I've sent something out your way, and I'm glad that you enjoyed that as well. I got to figure out what I'm going to send the ChettEyeKnight, though. That's going to be a little bit tougher. But this AOK meant the world to me, because this is a book that a lot of people want, and you could have given this to anyone, and the fact that you had an extra and were willing to give it to me just shows the kindness and the type of person that you are. So I truly do appreciate it, and I hope that you, me, and Chet all get to hang out in person again sometime in the nearer future. Not in a long time, but in the nearer future. So thank you so much, Brandon. I truly do appreciate it. Look at this beautiful cover. Now that I have this, I'm trying to think, what am I going to focus on more in completing? Because recently I completed the Adventure Comics with Supergirl as the headliner. I think where I'm going to go next is to try to work on the Amazing Adventures Volume 2. I'm working on the first portion of it, which is Black Widow and the Inhumans, and the second portion, which is Hank McCoy as the Beast. So I think I'm going to focus on those. And on the DC side, I might work a little bit more on my Lois Lane that I want to work on. I'm not doing the full run of that either, but there's a portion I want to concentrate a little more on. I think that's my plans going forward. Future Lasso Loot videos will tell you if I succeeded in that or not. So taking me totally by surprise was another AOK from Joel the Geek. This arrived, and I didn't know he had sent me anything, but I looked where it was shipped from, and I'm like, well, that's where Joel lives. And then Joel confirmed, he's like, did a package arrive? And I'm like, it did. So I don't think that this is birthday oriented, although Joel probably watched my video from last week where I mentioned that my birthday was coming up. But Joel's such a generous guy as it is. We will find out now. I've been dying to dig into this because I've had this for a few days. And I have been dying to dig in and see what he sent. And that's what we are going to figure out right meow. It's a box within a box. I'll throw you back into fast forward mode real quick. Okay, you're out of fast forward mode. And we will find out together. Oh, now it's more. Joel knows how to ship this stuff safe. I'll give him credit for that. Definitely comic books. Okay, you may remember last time, Joel's AOK'd me a few times, and the last time he sent me this Amazing World of DC Comics 15 that spotlighted Wonder Woman. Beautiful cover, a book that you don't see all that often, and I was flabbergasted. I don't know what he sent, but let's... Oh, there's something on top. Looks like... Oh, it's a postcard. Hello, friend. I hope these books are awesome to read. From Joel, is what it says on the back. Well, thank you, friend. I look forward to reading them. For those that don't know, I do read a comic book every single night. At least one. Some days I'll read many in one day sometimes, but at least one every day. But where are we starting at? I'm not looking... I've got the top board down so I can't see future ones. Death of Superman 75, and I believe this is a first print, and I've wanted a first print. I'm pretty sure it is, and you can tell the printing differences by the colors up in the logo. And I know this is an easy book to find. So many people bought this book because they thought they would be retiring off of being able to sell this book or pay for a college education by owning this book. And the sheer fact that so many people thought that and bought so many is the sheer reason why that failed. Incredible story. Splash pages on every page. And I think it is a first printing, which I've been wanting. I know Joel is able to look at my CLZ Cloud, and maybe he saw that in my want category that I wanted a first print. I have like a fourth print and maybe a seventh print or something like that. But I know I don't have a first print, and I'm pretty sure that this is a first print. And I need a first print for my collection. I am stoked about this. This is an amazing way to get started. Joel, you are so generous and so kind. I can't thank you enough. One thing that I love about Joel is he's always spreading positivity, and he's so upbeat, and it's very contagious. And I think that's fantastic. Not looking... You can see I'm looking up and not looking. It is Flash. Nice. Who is the Rainbow Rider? Who is it? I gotta know. Who is it? Nice. Yeah, Joel has been looking at my CLZ, which is pretty cool. Of course, Bronze Age comic books. Bronze Age comic books and I are best friends. It almost doesn't matter what the book is. There's not many that I've read that I haven't enjoyed in some way, shape, or form. I enjoy the advertisements that go with it. And one thing I'm going to say, and maybe some people might disagree with me, that's okay. I think that Flash, as a title, has had maybe the best covers. Every time I see an incredibly cool cover, it seems to be on a Flash comic book. Or if I look through Flash comic books, I'm like, all these covers are so good. They definitely knew how to sell that book with the covers, which, you know, that's what the cover's supposed to do, make you want to buy the book. And even as back issues, I go through the Flashes and I look at them like, all of these covers are amazing. So, thank you, Joel. That is sweet. There is maybe 2 more left. Not looking. Okay. Superman 348. It's in really nice condition too. Hear me, Storm God. I'm one foe you can't blow away. Your lightning can't sizzle me. I'm Superman. This is cool, and I love this era of Superman. You know, the 40 cents, the 35 centers, the 40 centers, the 50 centers, the ones that I love the best. That is really, really cool. Joel has been a guest on Fanboys Live in the Retro Review, and we're going to have him back. And you know, we usually like to let our guests pick what they're going to review. Maybe he'll pick one of these books to review. I don't know, but we'll get him back. We'll try to get him scheduled to come back sometime, too, because he's a great guest to have, and he has the passion for the comic books, too. And that's another thing that I love. You know, I was talking about Joel's positivity, but the fact that he loves the comic books is so evident when you watch his content. And I did put a link for his channel in the description for this video. And I should have mentioned during the first AOK with ComixKings Brandon that I put a link to his channel in the description for this video as well. So please follow those good friends of mine. Very, very nice. Okay, I think there's one more. Yeah. Oh, look at this. It's a Generations, an Imaginary series by John Byrne, issue number 4, and that is Hippolyta as Wonder Woman. You can't go wrong. This cover would have been such an amazing poster, and they didn't do one. And you know, these days and ages, sometimes they still go back and pull out old stuff. So I never give up hope of it becoming a poster, but it should, because it's just awesome. I love that so much. I don't know where her lasso is, though, but I do love this. And Joel, thank you so much for sending this book and all of these books my way. Like I said, he's so generous. I just tend to think that this is just an AOK and wasn't geared because of my birthday. It's good timing that it arrived right before my birthday. So thank you, Joel. I truly appreciate this, and for you thinking of me. That is awesome. So thank you, my friend. Let's get into my birthday haul for 2026, starting with some gifts from my friend Brian. So Brian and I have been friends for, oh my gosh, a long time, decades plus. I met him through his brother. They're twin brothers, and they both collect comic books. And Brian lives in Madison, which is a little over an hour away, and I cherish each time that we get to spend together. We actually spend a pretty fair amount of time together throughout the years, and I'm so thankful that he always makes time for me. You know, if I want to make a phone call or if I want to see him, he always has time for me, and that does mean a lot to me. When you have the type of friend like Brian, who I can talk about anything, not just comic books, but anything I want to talk about I'm comfortable with. You've got a gold friend there, and that's what I have in Brian. He knows I love Wonder Woman, so he got me a Wonder Woman greeting card for my birthday. But he wasn't done with the cards there, because he found this card too, and check out the coolness that's associated with this card. A pop-up card. I love that. And when this pops up and she's got that shield and that sword, I literally can hear the instrumental theme from the motion picture playing in my head. This is so mega cool. I think he found this, he said, at a half-price books. So I certainly do appreciate that. Thank you, Brian. We went out to eat on Saturday. He came over to see me and wanted to celebrate my birthday with me, and we went out to eat. And such a generous guy. I'm very lucky to have a friend like him. And he's always bestowing gifts upon me. I got another poster. So, yes, I do have plans for later this year for some background stuff, and I want to be able to rotate through stuff. So now I have more options. You can see by the insert that I put on the screen what the poster is. It's the cover to Avengers issue number 100. Here I was just talking a little bit ago about how sometimes old images or old covers can become posters, and this is definitely a prime example of that. I don't have Avengers issue number 100 in my collection, but I need to work on that someday because I am an Avengers collector as well. I know that they had a pretty star-studded lineup around this time for the Avengers. There was Black Knight, Captain America, Black Panther, Scarlet Witch. Of course, if you've got Scarlet Witch, you have Vision. There was Hawkeye, the Wasp, Ant-Man, Thor, Quicksilver, Iron Man, Hulk. I think Hercules is in this as well, and Swordsman. So that is a pretty loaded lineup. And I can't wait to get this poster up on my wall. In Comic Book Editions 249, you saw a poster that Brian had gifted me as well. It was a Marvel collage with a lot of different, mostly Bronze Age covers all put together, which I just loved. So thank you, Brian. Really appreciate that. And then he sent a comic book too. This is the Superman Wonder Woman issue number 1. New printing that was done last year in 2025 that was Dollar Tree exclusives. They have different advertisements in the inside than what the original one did. Of course, in my LASSOED loot video with my C2E2 haul this year, 2026, I met Charles Soule, who wrote this comic book just last month at C2E2. And I talked about that and showed my signed copy. I also recently reread this issue. It was the first time I had reread this in quite some time. I always enjoyed the first issue more than any other issue in this entire series. So it was nice to go back and get a chance to revisit this too. And of course, Brian saw Wonder Woman. He sees Wonder Woman. He thinks of me. And I'm very thankful for that and very appreciative of him sending this my way too. So thanks, Brian. Then we have what he says is the big gift. He says it's wrapped in Christmas paper, but it's a birthday gift, and I believe him. I'm going to be very careful opening up the paper because I actually have plans to reuse it, not as to regift it with the paper, but something else I want to use this paper for. So I'm going to try to be a little more careful and not just that Savage Hulk and rip into it like sometimes I have done. So I'm going to put you in fast forward mode and we'll be right back. Okay, I honestly don't know what this is. I haven't peeked. I haven't seen anything. Oh my gosh. It's Disco Dazzler. It's the Disco Dazzler statue. And if I'm not mistaken, I think I was with Brian when he bought this. He's had this for a while. Oh, I just love that. And you know, I did have a little twinge of, I should have bought that when he bought that too. Or maybe it's just another one. I don't know. I know Brian does love the Disco Dazzler as much as I do. Oh, I'm just stoked. You know, I have Disco Dazzler Funko Pop too. And I have another little Disco Dazzler item as well. And I can put these all together. So, oh my gosh. I am just so stoked. Oh my gosh, Brian, thank you so much for thinking of me. That is just amazing. And they did such a good job on this too. So she's so pretty. I want to take her out of the box and I know I shouldn't. You let me know in the comments if you think she needs to stay in the box or if she needs to be freed and come out of the box. I can't make up, initially I can't make up my mind. My gut says keep her in the box because you can still display her even in the box. But then there's part of me that just thinks the awesomeness of it would be even more out of the box. So it's that age-old debate. Thank you, Brian. Thank you for thinking of me. Thank you for really your friendship because that's gold. That's worth more than everything you've ever given me. And it was great getting a chance to catch up with you. The time just flies by extremely fast when you and I hang out. I don't know if you've ever noticed that, but I sure did. All of a sudden it's bing, bang, boom, and we're at the end of the evening already. I'm like, wow. So I look forward to seeing you again soon, my friend. And I love my gifts, and I love my Disco Dazzler, and I love you. So thank you so much. Truly, truly appreciate it. Wow. And I'm not done yet, because my friend Steven, who I went to C2E2 with the past 2 years, he dropped something off as well that's in this bag. Now, it's not wrapped, but there's a little, there's some tissue on top. The tissue moved accidentally. I didn't do this on purpose. And I saw what brand it is, but I don't know specifically what item it is. So that's what we find out right now. Oh, there's something else in here too. So I saw it say Lego, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I have wanted this so much. I don't have this. Believe it or not, I don't have Legos. I might have like maybe one little loose Lego Wonder Woman figure, but this is the Lego version of Wonder Woman Volume 1, Number 6, which was the first appearance of Cheetah. I have wanted this so much, and I think it's out of print. So Steven has either been on the internet somewhere, in the Wonder Woman search history, looking for this, or maybe he found it at the Lego store here in town. Although I don't know if they'd have something this. Either way, I'm not complaining where he found it. I'm just so thankful that he did. Steven, my guy. Wow. I told him, I'm like, you don't need to be getting me any gifts because he does so much for me already. And like Brian, he's another one of those friends where I'm just comfortable. I can speak freely and say anything I want to say, and just know that I'm in a safe space when I'm around Steven, when I'm around Brian, and I have other friends like that too. Oh my gosh, I am way beyond stoked for this. And my Disco Dazzler. Somebody had a happy birthday. Me. Thank you. And I even think that's a little Etta Candy in there too. Woo woo! Love it. Thank you. What else is in here? There's a book in here. There's something else besides a book, too. There's something... This is one of those towels that when they're wet, they expand. Like a little bit bigger than a washcloth size. It's a Wonder Woman one. The magic towel for the magic lasso. I love this. That is awesome. Thank you. And then there was like a hardcover book inside here. So he is spoiling me today. That's for sure. Look at this. The official Wonder Woman cookbook. You know what that means? That means cook him something. Let's randomly pick out a page and see what the first thing that we should cook for Steven and his family is. It's going to be this. Goddess Goodies is what it's called. All right. I knew of this book. I don't know if I've ever seen one before, but we got it now. We'd be cooking like we're Themyscirians. Nice. Thanks, Steven. That's pretty awesome. I appreciate everything. Like I said, everything that you do for me, but just being there and being such a good friend is the number one too. So I'm a very blessed man. Very, very blessed man. So thank you so much. What did you think about what I shared? Give this video a thumbs up, a like, a heart, and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. And leave me a comment. Your comments are welcomed, encouraged, and appreciated. I want to know if you have any of these things, if you're looking for any of these things. Let's dialogue about all of this and more in the comment section below. Love reading your comments. Fanboys Live in the Retro Review is Signature King Tony, Silver Hair Bronze Age Babe, and me. This upcoming Sunday, 8:15 p.m. Eastern, 7:15 p.m. Central, the greatest DC comic show on YouTube here on my YouTube channel. That's what's coming up. Next week, Birthday Haul Part 2. Mr. Fridge Art sent a box, and it's heavy. Heavy. We're going to dig into that for next week's next week's Lassoed Loot. So, wow. This has been Lassoed Loot. New pickups, no filler. Thanks for joining me. Good night.